Welcome everyone to Essential Strength for Disc Golfers live edition. This is a live training session. Really excited to have you here, and thank you for taking your Saturday morning or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world right now. I know we got some people are going to be tuning in from across the globe as well. Our friends over in Finland and Norway and Estonia. So thank you all for tuning in as well. This time of life is so uncertain, and a lot of us we're in our houses for who knows how long, and it's a good time for us to take a moment and really reflect on our lives and how we can improve them and how different ways we can level up in life, and getting our bodies feeling good. And maybe getting those nagging injuries that have been plaguing us for a while, getting those feeling better. That's a good thing. This is a really good time to do that as well. But level up in our health and our fitness, so that when we do get back out on the course, we're stronger, we're more mobile, our athletic potential is higher, because the higher our athletic potential, the higher chance we have to be able to perform at our best, and the lower the risk of injury. So again, thank you for taking this time. What we're going to do today is we're going to go through an essential strength training session. So I have the Disc Golf Strong Inner Circle, and we actually just launched in there for them an essential strength training program, which is a 6-week program. So we're going to go through the first session today, where it's really boiled down to the most essential exercises that we can do. So if we don't have a lot of time, do these, right? Because really, even though a lot of us are at home, we got so many other things that may be pulling us with family. I have 2 kids and a wife, and we have family responsibilities. So just because we're home doesn't mean we necessarily have 2 hours to train, or even the mental space to train for 2 hours. So these are boiled down to the essential exercises that you can do. So I'm going to give you a minute here. If you've got a mat, if you got a foam roller, if you got nothing, you just want to follow along and watch it this time, that's okay. Just jump in, watch it. This will be recorded, so you'll be able to come back and do this session again at another time. And then no matter your skill level, okay, I'm going to show this. You can do this training session. So I will show some regressions, we call them. So just the normal exercise, and then an exercise that, hey, if you need to start here, that's okay. Start there, and then I'll show you how to make it a little more challenging, the exercise, if you feel you need to go to that level. So just start where you are. Don't feel like you need to push into something, and definitely don't exercise through pain. Okay, so like I said, grab a mat if you have one. If not, you can just get on the floor, on the carpet. And then with equipment, we're going to go body weight. Now I'm going to show you some foam rolling in the beginning. So if you don't have a foam roller, I definitely highly encourage you to get one when you can. I know a lot of stores are closed right now, but when you can, if you have a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, you can do some of these similar movements. But if you got a foam roller, go ahead and grab a foam roller as well. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to foam roll. So getting on the ground here, we always try to foam roll when we can, just for a very short amount of time before a training session, because we're trying to compress the muscles a little bit, get them moving around, break up any tight spots, or work on any tight spots. So it's not like we're going to really get rid of knots or anything, or any scar tissue right away, but it's just that compressing the tissues first. So I've got 2 foam rollers here. This is the one that if you just get from the store, I highly recommend. And when I say get this one, I mean this is dense, okay? A lot of foam rollers you can get at the store, their density is really poor, so they're very squishy. You don't really want one of those, and they'll break down a lot faster. So this one, the density is pretty firm, but it's not firm enough where it's going to really impact you too much. But it will last a lot longer as well. And then this one, I get, this one is called an axle. This is from Rad Mobility. So I use a lot of Rad Mobility products out on the road on the Pro Tour. That we have foam rollers, we have other rollers, we have little like lacrosse balls, we have all kinds of things from Rad, and this is a very firm one. So this one I'd be able to roll in pretty easily. This one I've got to take a little off because it's of how firm it is. But it's also really nice that it's going to last me for my entire life because inside here the plastic is going to make sure that it doesn't break down like some of these other ones will. So we're going to start with foam rolling. Just 3 areas. We're going to go glutes, lats, and our upper back. So how to foam roll your glutes. Your glutes are here. They're the strongest muscles in the body, okay? And we want to just roll through them a few times just to feel for any adhesions, any tender spots. So I'm going to go on one glute at a time. So I'm sitting on my right glute. And if I'm sitting on my right glute, I'm going to take my right heel and put it up on my left leg here. So that's going to open up that glute. And now I just roll back and forth. I'm just going to go about 6 to 8 passes right now. Okay? Just back and forth. And if I feel a tender spot, I'm just going to sit into that spot and just relax and try to relax my body. I don't want to fight against it. I just want to relax, okay? And I'm going to even do a couple belly breaths, we call it. Breathing in through my nose, into my belly. Big inhale, big exhale. And I'm trying to relax my body to try to not fight into that knot. Then I'm going to go to the other side. Here. Get up, that leg up, okay? And just roll back and forth. And I can even take my knee now, and I can point it down, I can point it up, and that's just changing the position of the roller on my glute. I can just go back and forth, feel for any tender spots, okay? Next thing we're gonna go is lats. So the lat muscles are here. These are big, they're your big back muscles, a lot of pulling. Well, when we're throwing, we're using our lat muscle here, okay? Not only when we're going back, but also when we're pulling through. It not only helps with strength and creating that force, but it also helps with keeping your shoulder nice and stable. Same thing with the forehand. We can get pretty tight and tense up in here, so we're gonna go lats. So I'm just gonna lay on my side here, and I'm gonna roll forward and back, up and down, and I can feel some tender spots, and you might feel those as well. You can back off them a little bit, relax, go back down into them. I've got this arm up and the palm up to the sky because if I do that, it rolls my shoulder forward. If I roll my hand up to the sky, that's rolling back, and that's also going to allow me to access some more of my lat muscle there. So I'm just going to roll forward and back a couple times. And we'll be getting into the workout, the training session here soon. Okay? And then I'm going to switch sides. Roll. Just a few reps. Feel for any tender spots. Okay. And now I'm going to do upper back. So all up in here, we get tension up in here. I'm going to give myself a big hug. And the one thing I like about this rad roller is that, I don't know if you can see that there, but there's an indentation here, okay? You don't get that on some of the other rollers. And this allows space for the vertebrae of your spine to kind of sit in there. So you're not going and putting as much pressure right on your vertebrae. That's another great feature about a rad roller. So I'm going to come here, lie my back, give myself a big hug, and that opens up my shoulder blades. That spreads my shoulder blades and allows me to access more of that tissue in the muscles between my shoulder blades and my spine. Give myself a big hug. I'm going to lift my legs up, my hips up, but you don't have to. You can keep your hips down. If I lift up, I'm just going to roll forward and back. Just a few, feeling for any tender spots, okay? All right, so that is foam rolling. I said, if you don't have it, don't let it stop you from training. You can still get your training done, but it does help out. So eventually get a foam roller if you don't have one yet, okay? And we also can do foam rolling afterwards. All right, now we're gonna get into the training session. So the first thing we're gonna do in the Essential Strength program is our warm-up. We start with a Turkish get-up, okay? That is, and we're gonna do a Turkish get-up level 1. The Turkish get-up is one of the best exercises. It's my favorite exercise in the Disc Golf Strong Inner Circle and the Disc Golf Strong Fitness community. Even here on YouTube, we did a 15-day Turkish get-up challenge recently where we broke down the entire movement of the Turkish get-up for 15 days from lying on our ground to standing back up and back down. So we're going to go through the first phase right now, and that's because that's part of what we do in this session. But if you want to do and follow along the whole Turkish get-up, definitely go check out those videos. So for the Turkish get-up, we are going to do, like I said, level 1 or phase 1. So you're going to lie on your back. And you're going to, I want you to imagine that like you're like creating a snow angel, okay? Or a starfish. Some people call it starfish position, snow angel position, where my legs and arms are together and then I go out 45 degrees with both my legs and my arms. So I'm like this, okay? Here. Now I'm going to take my right side, bring my right knee up towards the sky and put my right heel into the ground. Whatever leg is up, whatever knee is bent, that arm goes up, okay? So I'm just going to go straight up here. I'm not trying to reach right now. I'm just getting my hand up. This side stays down just like this, okay? 45 degrees. All I'm going to do is I'm going to think about grabbing onto an imaginary fence post with this left hand, and I'm going to drive my heels into the ground and come up to my elbow, okay? So go ahead and do that. If you haven't done that yet, you're going to come up to your elbow. And then now I'm going to come up to my hand, and I've got my hand here, and I'm going to feel like I'm trying to squish a bug, so my fingers aren't pointed forward, and that rolls my shoulder forward. I'm going to roll my fingers, point my fingers back, and roll that shoulder back and down. Okay, we call this the slumber party shoulder, or the bro at the beach, and this ain't good for your shoulder, right? So I'm actively pushing my body, my torso, away from my shoulder, okay, and rolling those fingers back. And that gets me that nice strong shoulder position. Now I'm going to reverse it, come down to the elbow, and all the way down. Now you may notice at this point, if this is your first time doing it or first few times doing it, that you do this. Okay? That's common, where the legs want to lift. What is happening most often is that the hip flexors here, okay, these muscles here that do this, they're trying to turn on before your core muscles are. Where your core should turn on first, and then your hip flexor muscles turn on to help you come up. So these muscles want to fire first. So what I want you to think about doing is bracing those abs like you're bracing for a punch. So like someone's going to give you a moderate punch, okay? Not slug you hard, but brace a little bit. Think about grabbing that fence post, and let's come up. No slumber party shoulder, and then up. And then down, and then down. Up, up, down, down. Let's go 2 more. We're going 5 reps total. Down, down. Let's go 1 more. That was 5. Let's switch sides. Here, okay? Left leg's up now. Left arm is up. Grab that fence post with the right side. No slumber party shoulder. And you're stopping at each position. That was 2. 3. 4. 5. Nice job. Okay, gonna go back to that other side. We're gonna do 3 total sets of 5 each side. So we're getting 15 Turkish get-ups right and left. So let's go back to that right side now. And up. I look up towards my hand because once I start to want to hold weight or balance a shoe, 2 more. One more. Okay, other side. I'll show you a shoe here in a second. We're pausing at each step. So what's happening is my core muscles are having to engage across my body. And I think it's 3. All right, that was 5. Okay, let's go one more. I want you, if you're ready, go ahead and grab a shoe or a disc. If you feel like you're ready, if you've done these before and you want to move into it, you want to challenge yourself. I don't have one on me. I'm going to see if I can balance. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can balance this foam roller. All right, I'm going to see if I can do it. Okay. He wants to roll on me. We're going to test it out here. Okay. So this really forces, I don't know, it's a little rolly. Really forces that control. Okay, let's see. So this makes me really have to focus in. So you can be balancing a shoe or a disc on your fist. Whoo! All right, so in the Turkish get-up, we call it stenos, which means beautiful strength. I'm not going to get every rep, but it's forcing us to have to really tight and fire everything perfectly and in unison. Because if I just go here, and let's say I can start to get it, and then I just go, that's not right, okay? That's just trying to use pure brute strength to come up, and we want to get and move under control, stenos, beautiful strength. So I don't think I can do this for 5 without this taking for ever. I'll do one more rep, and then I'll jump into just doing the regular ones. I'm breathing out because I'm creating pressure in my abs as I do that. So when I breathe out like that, I'm breathing, I'm creating tension in my abs that's helping create stability in there, okay? So this is, I think, 3 now. You guys are all probably way beyond me. 4. 5. Okay, let's get that last one on the other side. Fix my mat. Okay, ready? Make sure you pause at each step. Last thing here is make sure this knee doesn't drop in. It's going to be a challenge maybe in the beginning, but really try to feel like you're pushing that knee out. This is 3. I think this is 4. 5. All right, so great job there. I'm going to actually show you one rep of the full Turkish get-up, just so if you've never seen the Turkish get-up before, you're like, what is he talking about? What is this moving towards? Let me show you that real quick. So first, a disclaimer, I did this in all my other videos, the Turkish get-up. I can't straighten my arms. I never have been able to. Just there's a bony restriction on both sides that makes my arm bent like that. It actually is really interesting when I try to throw a disc because it affects my throw a little bit, okay? But when I'm got my arms up, it's gonna look like my arm's bent because it is, okay? But that's literally as straight as I can go. When you're doing the Turkish get-up, if you can straighten your arm out, I want you to straighten your arm as much as you can without hyperextending it, okay? Don't go past, just go as straight as you can. So let me show you a full Turkish get-up real quick, just for those that haven't seen one, and then we'll jump into the rest of the session. And I'll do this either body weight in the Turkish get-up challenge. We ended up balancing a shoe or a disc for the entire Turkish get-up. And then we ended up going with weight. Okay, you can use a kettlebell, a dumbbell. It forces us to have mobility, stability, strength, control. So we do that both sides. So nice job. All right, let's go next. Let's go single leg deadlift. So the first real strength exercise outside of Turkish get up is, and we use the Turkish get up for our warm up in these essential strength programs, just because it really gets the body engaged and involved and warmed up. So then we move our mobility and stuff like that we usually have in our longer programs. We have like a full section of activation mobility. In our essential strength programs, we mix it into our sets. Okay, so we're gonna go single leg deadlift. Single leg deadlift is very important for disc golfers because we are on a single leg, okay, while we're throwing. I'm on a single leg, single leg, single leg, okay? Here, I'm a split stance, and then single leg, okay? Even if I'm here, I'm in an offset stance. So I'm wide, okay? Very few people putt like this or throw like this, right? So we're in some sort of offset or split stance. So we don't do a lot of our training what we call bilateral, which is both legs down just like this, okay? We will do bodyweight squats. We will do hip hinges. You'll do them today. But we try to get towards single leg or offset stance training as much as we can for the lower body. So we're going single leg deadlift because we're going to try to also get some hip stability. So this is what it looks like. My left leg here, I'm bringing it up and I'm going back with my heel and back with my hip. So I'm not doing this. A lot of people get knee pain because they go, is this right? No, I'm putting a lot of shear force into my knee, okay, when I go like this. So I want to think about my hip going back, just like this, all right? And then I come back up. So single leg deadlift, body weight, here, and back up, all right? So we're going to do those in a second. I'm going to show you, if you're not ready for those yet, that's okay. I'm going to show you the hip hinge. So hip hinge is here. It's going to be that bilateral stance where I'm going back. Imagine that you have a door behind you and you're trying to close the door with your hips, with your glutes. Okay? I'm pushing my hips back and then coming back up. Push back and come back up. My torso is only coming down because my hips are going back. So I'm not like that. All right? Hips back and back up. You'll see this in our disc golf strong period warm-up where we do this, this, and this, right? What is that? That's here, right? That's this position, okay? So you're gonna either do this or you're gonna go single leg deadlift. So let's go ahead. We are doing 5 to 8 reps each side. So here, ready, and go. Now you can add in a reach. So I'm reaching opposite. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch sides, I'll show it this way, okay? I'm gonna go with the reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming all the way up every time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice job. Okay, so if you're doing the hip hinge, do 8 to 10 of those. Now we're going to go into a trunk stability push-up. So the difference between a trunk stability push-up and a push-up is that we are going to really focus on coming from the ground up, and we're going to engage our abs and our glutes first. So a lot of people can't do a push-up, not because they don't necessarily have the pushing strength with their chest or their triceps or their shoulders. And you have to get stronger there, so that may be a limiting factor. But a lot of times, for a lot of people, is they have trouble getting their core engaged and their glutes engaged. So they end up breaking like this versus keeping that nice solid bridge. So we're gonna go here. Start from the ground. Brace your abs like you're bracing for a punch. Squeeze your glutes really hard. Get everything engaged, and then push up. Slowly come back down. Now you can also do this from the knees. Here, everything engaged. Back down. Back down, okay? Brace the abs, squeeze the glutes. Tension in the full body first. We're getting that trunk stability before we do the push-up. Okay? And we're doing 3 of those. I did a little extra just to show you, but you probably got more than 3 if you were following along. That's okay. So we're doing 3 for the first one. Next we're going to do is wall dead bugs. Now, I'm going to show you the wall dead bug, and then I'm going to show you just the regular dead bug. So if you're not near a wall right now, that's okay, but try to do these near a wall. And so a wall dead bug is, I got the end of the fireplace here. I'm going to push my hand into the fireplace. If you have a wall, push your hands into the wall so I'm close enough. I'm about that far from the fireplace. Okay, I'm close enough to where I can push in and get some engagement. And then I'm going to lift up. I'm going to go down, down, or here. And I'm pushing into this wall the entire time. So I'm going to show it to you like I was pushing in the wall. Okay? Here, I'm getting engaged. I'm bracing my abs, lifting my legs up, and I'm going down, down. Keeping that tailbone off the ground. I would be pushing into the wall, or you can just do this. Okay? Or here. Find whichever position you can own that. We are doing 5 each side. Okay, let's go back up, single leg deadlift. Actually, we're gonna do upper back mobility. Sorry. Okay, now we're doing a T-spine rotation, thoracic spine. That's your upper back right here. We're gonna go rotations. You're gonna sit back in the hips here, come down. Big inhale at the bottom through the nose. And the other side, 5 and 5. Show it to you this way. I'm just getting upper back mobility. I'm looking up to the sky. Okay, let's go back up, single leg deadlift or deadlift, hip hinge, okay? Gonna go let's go 8 reps. I'm gonna go 2-hand reach now. Nice and slow and controlled. There you go. And now I'll make it a little harder. That I'm not touching the ground with my left foot, and I absolutely have to. So I'm doing a single leg deadlift to balance. With that reach, I'm really reaching my hands out, and I'm pushing my foot away from my hips. One more. Other side. Show it to you this way, at an angle. Down. 2, 3, 4. You're not going to get every rep perfect, that's all right, but I'm saving those reps. 5, 6, 7, 8. Trunk stability push-up. Let's go 4 of them. Toes, knees, whatever works best. Here. That exhale means I'm just bracing everything. 4. Let's go dead bug. On your back. Find a wall. I'm going to do it this way just so you can see. Here I'm pushing in the wall. Let's go 6 each side. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. This is anterior core strength, front of your body core strength. 1 more. back rotations. Here. Down, exhale. That's 3, 2 more. 5. What's that movement? That's this, okay? You need that upper back mobility to rotate. All right, one more set. We're doing 3 sets today. So go single leg deadlift. People think that going faster is harder. Actually, going slower is harder. So if I want to make this more challenging, take a couple seconds. Because now I have more tension. It's what we call time under load or time under tension, TUT, tut. That's 4. People might be wondering, why am I barefoot? That's a great question. I train barefoot all the time or in socks because we were made to be barefoot, right? I can feel the ground more. I can feel what's underneath my feet, that I'm getting nervous. Switch sides. I'm getting the nervous system activated. My brain is using those sensors in the bottom of my feet to determine where I am in space, what I'm doing. If I'm in a shoe, I think this is 4. If I'm in a shoe, not only am I way off balance with that, which doesn't help your balance, okay? But I'm also losing a lot of that nervous system activation. That was 8, okay? Trunk stability push-up. I'm losing that, and also I'm lifting my heels up. That puts me out of balance already. It makes me want to fall forward. So there's a lot of reasons. Those are the main reasons. Okay, last one. Let's go 5 reps or up to as many as you can do, up to 5. Okay, ready? 3, 4, 5. Let's go dead bug. Ready? Either here or here. 1. I was going to do this. This is the next portion of the dead bug we eventually do if you're not doing the wall. Okay? I'll do it and do it. Let's go up to 7. One more each side. Okay, upper back rotations, T-spine rotations here. Show you from an angle here. Last 2 I'm going to show you. We can always eventually get a little more by reaching through. That's 5, where I'm going to come through. That just gets a little extra rotation. So if you're ready for that, 2 more. That's 5. All right, that's the end of the strength portion. So we did the warm-up, was the Turkish get-up, warm-up and activation, and then the strength portion was the single leg deadlift, or do a hip hinge deadlift if that's where you're at, okay? Then we did the trunk stability push-up. Go from the toes or the knees. Make sure you get that fully engaged before you push up. So you're starting from the ground every time. And then we did the dead bugs. We did a wall dead bug. I showed the dead bug without the wall so that you weren't just looking at my heels the entire time, but push into that wall, okay? And then we did the upper back T-spine and thoracic spine rotations. So we did 3 sets. In the essential strength program, 1.0 on the inner circle, it moves up where we end up doing 4 sets. We end up doing, there's A and a B and C, but this is a great place to start right here. So if you're like, okay, I've done 3 sets, I feel like I can do one more, do one more. Or next time you do it, challenge yourself to do one more or add 1 or 2 more reps per exercise, okay? So those are ways you can also make it a little more challenging. This video is probably longer than 30 minutes. It took me longer than 30 minutes to do it because I was showing everything, but it shouldn't take you about 30, maybe 40 minutes to do, especially once you get the hang of it. And like I said, it's no fluff. It's exercises that are going to transfer over to us as disc golf athletes, okay? And then the last thing we're gonna do is belly breathing, and then we'll close it out. So belly breathing is extremely important. Right? A lot of people just look at breathing as just some extra thing you do. It isn't. When we breathe approximately 22 to 24,000 times a day. Okay? So a lot of people breathe up here. I want you to test yourself. Put your hand here, and just breathe normally. Some of you might be going where you feel the rib cage lifting, maybe some engagement here in the muscles of the neck, okay, the shoulders, the upper back. That is a way we should breathe if we're under stress. Fight or flight, okay? But that's not how we should normally breathe. We should breathe here through our belly. Babies belly breathe. We come into this world belly breathing, and that activates our rest and digest system, okay? And we shouldn't breathe here, but people get stuck in this position. I used to be stuck in this position. Breathe here. And then these muscles get tight, they get tense, they get short. We wonder, why do I got all this tension up here all the time? Well, I'm breathing like this 22 to 24,000 reps a day. If you look at elite performance, okay, professional hockey players, professional baseball, I've got friends in all those, they all work on their breathing. They're top athletes in the world, top performers in the world, and they're not just rushing through their breathing. They're actually implementing breath work all the time. So we're just going to take a couple breaths here in our program. We would be doing 3 minutes of breathing. I'm not going to run you through 3 minutes right now in this video, but I want you to try to take 3 minutes here after the video and do some breath work, okay? So I'm just going to lie on my back for this one. Knees bent, feet flat on the ground. One hand here, one hand here. I'm going to keep my mouth together and I'll breathe in through my nose. I'm going to try to feel like I'm breathing into my belly. So I shouldn't be doing this. I want to breathe here. Okay, you're going to feel your hand rise down here. It's okay if this rises a little bit, but after this. So I'm just going to do 5 breaths. I can feel the rise and fall here. Two more. Last one. All right, I've got a video on my YouTube channel about breathing. It's a little longer video, goes really into much more why we want to breathe that way and work on our belly breathing. So I highly encourage you to do that. All the athletes that I train, they all work on their belly. We always have belly breathing sessions in there, and all the inner circle programs, there's always belly breathing sessions in there because it's that important, okay? I hope you enjoyed today. I hope this was beneficial for you. Thank you so much for tuning in, taking time out of your Saturday to come in, to tune in, to watch this, and I hope you got some out of it, okay? Like I said, it doesn't need to be too intensive where, oh man, I need to, have so much equipment. I need to have an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of time just to get movement in. No, just start where you're at. If you're like, hey, I want to do that program that Seth did that I watched, but I don't have the time or maybe I don't have the mental energy to do 3 sets, do 1 set, okay? Just do the Turkish get-ups. And that's not a cop-out. That is, if that in your space where you're at right now, all you have time is to do 3 sets of 5 Turkish get-ups each side, that's better than nothing. That's 1 minute of exercise is better than 0 minutes of exercise. It all adds up, okay? So give yourself some grace. Don't shame yourself. Just say, don't feel guilty. Just say, hey, if right now all I can do is the Turkish get-ups up to my hand, that's all up. And then add on to that. Will all that extra stuff be beneficial? Yes, but none of it will be beneficial if you just don't do any of it because life is just getting in the way and it's just not your time right now to be able to do that. So just start where you are, okay, and do what you can. So thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. if you want to share this video with anybody that you think would benefit from going through something like this in a training program, definitely encourage you to share it because a lot of people just don't know. The people are, hey, I wish I could work out. I wish I could train my body. I just don't know how to do it. There's a million exercises. I don't know which ones to choose, right? Go ahead and share this with them because that would really be something that would benefit them and help all other disc golfers. If you want to learn more exercises, you can go to the Disc Golf Strong app on your phone and just download that. There's like a video library of over 400 plus exercise videos on there. Plus there's some jumpstart training programs. discgolfstrong.com/disc golf athlete. discgolfstrong.com/disc golf athlete. If you haven't gone there, enter your email and you get a free pre-round warm-up ebook. Okay, with videos, everything, the same warm-up videos, the same warm-up routine that the pros do on tour, okay, that the Inner Circle members do. Do that. Jump in the Disc Golf Strong Fitness community on Facebook. If you haven't, it's a free group. We got around 5,000 people, I think, in there now, or close to, if not over yet. And we're posting stuff in there all the time. Lastly, if you want full programs that you can do, full training programs, like the Essential Strength 1.0, which is a 6-week program, go ahead and check out the Inner Circle. It's only $1 for the first month, and that can be found at discgolfstrong.com/inner circle. And then there's a code on there, it's $1 for the first month. Cancel anytime. We just want to make it very accessible for you that we can all play strong, healthy, resilient, injury-resistant disc golf as much as you want and for as long as you want. So thanks again. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. We're going to try to do one more of these in the future, so definitely stay tuned. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet. We're going to be putting more videos on here in the future. So hit subscribe, hit the alert notification button so that you can make sure that you check out the videos. All right. Thanks again. Stay safe, stay smart, stay strong, and train disc golf strong so you can play disc golf strong. Take care.